everyone, and welcome back to another video. So I thought I would jump on today. It's Wednesday here, and if you've watched previous videos you would know that we don't really have any bills that come out on a Wednesday. So I thought I would jump on, we'll close out our budget week together and then set up next week's budget tracker to see where we're going. So just to recap again, we are a family of 5 living in Australia. We're in South Australia to be more exact. It is myself, my partner and our 3 children. So we've got 1 in school, 1 in childcare and a new little baby. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed and you're back again watching another video. I really appreciate you. If you're new, I would love if you could subscribe. It just helps the channel sort of get out there and reach more people. And you know, honestly, the dream is one day to have that magic number of 1,000 where then you can start earning a little bit of income from YouTube. So that would be nice. But let's just jump straight into it, shall we? So we finally have done that vehicle swap. So we have the new car. And let me just make sure this is all in. We have the new vehicle now, but there'll be, this week will be the last payment on that vehicle loan that comes out. When it gets paid out by the car yard, we may get then some money back, but we'll wait and see. I'm not going to count on it. This is my little note here that I had about the other income. So it was a little bit of rollover and we cracked into that coin jar. So I just had that there. Otherwise, I always forget and then I come in and I'm like, well, what's the other thing? So I've come through here and let me just see if I can zoom you in a bit. I've come through here, worked out my totals. Sorry, we're wobbling. So we had our mortgage. It was our smaller mortgage week, 433. Childcare, it was actually higher, 121. So the government's just put through a new, I don't know, legislation. I'm not sure what it is, where childcare is cheaper for your second child that's enrolled. Now, because our first child, even though she's at school, she's still enrolled sort of like through for school holiday care for when I was still working. So our child that goes to childcare is actually the second child. I thought it would be cheaper. It wasn't, because the childcare system takes a few days to pick up that change. But then also they put their fees up. So they obviously knew this was coming. They've put their fees up, and I actually think we won't be any better off now from it. So that's, I'm really disappointed about that. Because how, like, the government's made this change for families, you know, to try to be better off, and then the childcare centre has actively ensured that we won't be better off by upping their rates. So frustrating. Holden Finance is 183. That's always the same each week. UE is 172. So that is for 2 insurance policies. I think one is a car and one is for the landlord insurance on our investment property. The St. George $50 one, this is, like I said, the last time we'll be paying this. Spotify, I actually cancelled it today. It's a luxury item, only I have, my partner doesn't have, and it's only $12, but it's just, we're going to be coming into some really unknown situations now once my Centrelink money ends. It's going to be a massive drop then into the income. Hopefully, like I said, my partner, he's just started a new job this month. So he's on just like a base wage because it's a salary and commission based. So, and he's actually moved into, he's selling cars now. That's what he's doing. And it all depends then obviously however many cars he sells, the wage will then get topped up. So we can't really count that and work ahead until we see, you know, what comes in next month with his pay, because they pay out the commissions. So what you sell in March and all of that, you will get paid for in April. So, and I mean, I think that's pretty standard, but there's just a big car going past. We've got like a spoon drain or a bit of a like ditch in our street, and there's building happening across the road from us, and the trucks just fly through it, and it sounds like the world is like crashing down. So yeah, I just made the decision today to cancel Spotify, and I was watching a YouTube channel, I can't remember what it was, the other day, and it's just about like, you know, saving money where you can, being frugal, and whoever it was, they were saying, you know, you don't need to have, and this is in regard to like TV streaming services, you don't need to have more than one at any given time. So I'm thinking about potentially sitting down and discussing it with my partner and our eldest child about cancelling either Netflix or Disney, and then, you know, maybe in a month or so swapping over because we pay monthly, or either just saving up to pay for Disney for a year. It's just like, I'm just trying to reduce down all these weekly little amounts just so that we can be a little bit better off. Boost, that's our phones, so we had to recharge, so that was $50. So all the income together was $2,946. Our main bills equaled $1,009, so that leaves us with $1,937 left over. For our cash envelopes, which some are, yes, some are cash, some are bank accounts online. So we had $150 for groceries, which is our weekly standard, $100 for fuel, and fuel prices are just ballistic here at the moment. I know with the new car, when my partner put fuel in it yesterday, like at work, he put in, they said just put in 30 litres. He came home and he said 30 litres of petrol was $64 something. Like, that's just ridiculous. But we bought this smaller car, you know, to reduce down our petrol usage now that he's not travelling far for work. So we'll see how long the 30 litres lasts us. I'm hoping it will be like a month, because that's just crazy. But on my ShopBack, which we have spoken about before here, we use the app ShopBack to purchase vouchers for our local service station, and then we use that to buy our fuel. Currently on mine, I have $64 I can cash out. So for that $100, we'd only actually have to use like $35 of it to get $100 worth of fuel, because it's that high. Earlier at the end of the year, I think they had, they always have like big sale events and things. My partner needed new shoes for work, and we needed new shoes for our school child, and we buy those from ASICS. They are on ShopBack, and they had a massive like cashback on it. So buying him some sneakers when he was still doing trade work, and buying her a pair of sneakers, I got like $50 cash back through there. And so that finally came through. I think I bought them in December, finally came through now in March, and that's what all that money is. So I really like the ShopBack app, because it just feels like free. Like, we were going to be spending the money on the shoes anyway, because that's the brand we buy. We find they last really well, so it's free money in my eyes. House had 20 because we finally had to get those light globes, so we finally have light back in our kitchen, can see what we're doing now. Medical, I put 20 in, and then, as you know, I had to basically use that same day because the little one was sick with that perforated eardrum. He's doing much better though, so that's good. And then Easter, I put in $40 because on Friday just gone, I actually went and bought Easter gift for the little one. I just got him a nice little bunny rabbit teddy, and because the two older ones, they both have these brands of teddies, so I thought I'll get him his for Easter. So it was 30 something dollars, but I just rounded it to 40 to put that in. We actually then have just do the total. So we started then here in this category with 1,937. All up, all of the envelopes totaled 330, so that left us 1,607 to roll over into the sinking funds, which is just more like our different savings categories. Emergency fund 100, back to school 150, and birthday was, we put in 30. So starting there with 1,607, the total of those were 280. That leaves us with 1,327. And then I haven't changed this here because I actually forgot the boost when I calculated it the first time. So whoops. Here I had 150 allocated for credit card 1, but as you know, we paid that off. I used what was in the coin jar to go towards the other credit card we had. So I only put $68, and then that's funny because $68 is actually the monthly minimum, so that worked out really well. So starting off in the extra debt was 1,327. We put the 68 to it. That left us with 1,259 to roll over. Now, what we ended up deciding to do, I think I've got a breakdown here, and this was our savings and the long service leave. What we ended up doing, I dragged a bit more money through from the savings. I scraped together. We didn't actually end up putting anything to the emergency fund, but we used $5,000 to pay off the Colorado loan. We traded the car in to get this other car, and the dealership was actually paying the other $1,000 to pay that loan off. And then I used the rest to get rid of the credit card. So at this point now we have 0 credit cards, and now only the 1 car loan, which is at Holden Finance. So it's really scary though, seeing all that savings money disappear. So that's why I'm really cracking down now and getting rid of everything that we do not need, just to make sure that we can get by until that next pay will come through with the top up of the commissions on there. So let's just come back to our budget. So I thought we'll sit down and we'll do this side together. So I'll zoom in here. Always gets wobbly. Let me just come here and do this now. And I don't do these in really any order. I just look at the ones I can fill in without using the calculator. Do those first, and then do the ones with the calculator at the end. And then on, I think it was Friday last week, I ended up basically pulling apart my kitchen and bathroom to move some things around and that. So I need some more money in the house category now, because I need to go buy some things like hooks and little bits and bobs, because I got rid of some like shelving units. We had a little like trolley thing in the bathroom, but it was just a bit of a hoarding station. Like things just got put on there instead of getting put away. So what I actually did with that is move that out into, like, we have a very small house, so like our lounge and dining room is all in one. Moved it out to our lounge room and put all the kids like colouring and craft stuff in there so that they could just get to it themselves. And so far it's been really good, because when they're home, you know, the Play-Doh and stuff is in there. If they want to do that, they can just go and grab it, do it, and then they know they've got to put it away when they're done. Okay, so you can see here we've got them all in. I always do, I don't use the cash envelope breakdown page. I write my categories down in here, and then I use this to close out my week, and I make sure my total of all of those equals my total income up here. They're the same, so like it's zeroed out, it's fine. So I do that instead of using, and this is what I spoke about the other day, I don't use these pages anymore. I just do my breakdown here because I'm comfortable with where our categories are sitting. Now, if we just come over the page, we did speak about this one the other day. Let me just zoom you in a bit. And how I wasn't going to have enough to cover. We will now that we had, what was the difference? Yeah, we had a little bit of the extra money there, and then just reducing down some of the things, not putting that money to the credit card. So we actually had a little bit more rollover than I thought we would, which is good. And then rent came in, which I hadn't accounted for because that water pump will be getting fixed. So at some point we will have one time where we won't get some rent money, and then the next one will be only about half. But it was nice to have that come in because I actually organised the insurance on the new car, which I think I spoke about as well last time with Woolworths Insurance. They do a like per kilometre thing. We used to be with Yui, they also did a per kilometre thing, but it didn't let you break it down as much as Woolworths does. And this car really is like, whoever's going to work, this is the car that they will be driving. So it's only traveling very minimal kilometres each day. So I believe in the old car, even though I reduced that down to minimal kilometres, it was still very expensive. I think it was about $55 a month, where now it's only going to be $380 a year. So I did the whole year, so the rent will cover that. So that's really nice. So I think this was the one here, so 56. So I'm not going to zero it out. I cancelled it today, but I'll leave it there just in case. Then obviously we've got a higher mortgage week, childcare, no idea what that's going to actually turn out to be. This now is zero because that car loan will be getting paid off today. And then everything else is pretty explanatory. And Disney, I'll wait and see what we decide to do as a family with that one. Groceries are $150. There's nothing for fuel, nothing for anything else, nothing in savings. We won't be doing any extra debt payments and just rolling over whatever we have left. So that's where we're coming into this new week at. So it's going to be very boring. Only $150 to stuff this week into my cash envelopes. I usually go and get the money out in the morning. Well, I used to when I dropped the children off at school and childcare, but now that my partner's home, he only starts work at 8:30. He actually does the drop-offs now, and I just stay home with the baby rather than getting him into the car and out of the car and all of that. If we come through then here and just have a look at our extra debt, our debt payment plan. So I've just put a tick next to the credit card there, and now I will put it next to the Colorado as well. So they are completely paid off now, those ones, and it's just this one that we're working towards. I believe I mentioned last time, potentially we're looking into getting another loan through our bank for this one because of the way that it's set up now. It's through like an automotive finance loan. So even though it is with St. George, you don't have you can't log in to St. George and see it. And if you want to put extra payment to it, I think it's like a $5 fee. So we were thinking about going and getting another secured loan for that vehicle and just having it with our bank so we can see it there on like our internet banking, and we can put as much extra payments to it as we want. There's still, I think, about 18 months left on this loan, or I think it'd be about 20 months at the moment left on this loan. So if we went and did it, I'd probably do it for a 2-year loan. It would make the payments $40 less, but then obviously we would be trying to put the $50 weekly payment from this one, the $68 monthly fee from here, and that extra $40 to top it up. So if we did that, we would have it paid off, much sooner. Doing it for a year is just a bit too expensive each week. So I'd rather do it for the 2 years, have the minimum payments be less, just so if there is a really tight week, we're not stressing about it, and whatever extra money we can put to it, you know, is great. So sort of exciting things happening there. It would be really nice if we can move that over. I think it's going to be hard at the moment though, just with my partner starting a new job and me still being on maternity leave. I just know we wouldn't get approved for a loan, because they usually want to see that, you know, you've been in a job for X amount of months. And with him being on like a salary commission based type situation, we have to find the bank as well that allows you to use, when it's a commission based salary, the highest percentage we can, because some banks, you know, may only use like 60% of your commissions because they vary, whereas some banks may use like 80%. So it's even though like we're making the payments on that, we've not ever defaulted on a payment, the banks don't take that into consideration. So that's where we're at for now with our March. I think this is week 3 for us in our March budget tracker. Yes, this is where we're at. Nice to have a few things on this one that will be actually 0 now that we've changed that. And I'm excited to see, you know, how we're going to go moving ahead. I am getting a little bit nervous, so I think I got a bit too comfortable with these few pay weeks, but I hadn't really thought too much about what's going to happen when my pay parental leave from Centrelink runs out and we are not eligible for really any other family assistance payments through them other than what we already get now, which isn't a great deal, because we earn too much money apparently. And as well, having an investment property, they just see that as like, nope, you have an investment property, you don't deserve to have anything else. And that's fine. There are people out there like in worse position than us that, you know, probably do need the money in order to feed their children. But yeah, I'm getting nervous about April when my paid parental leave drops off. It probably just means I'm going to have to try and pick up some more work, whether it be at where I work now or going and getting another job that works in, that I can go do something like a night fill at a supermarket or something like that locally, so that my partner can be home with the children in the evening and I can go out and work, just so we don't have to have childcare costs. But we will cross that bridge when we get there. So thank you very much again for watching. If you found the video helpful at all to you or enjoyed watching it, please give it a thumbs up. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.